and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Chinenye Moye. Remember, you can watch this broadcast live on our website at www.nta.ng/live and on all our social media handles displayed on your screen. It is no longer business as usual for the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and the Creative Economy. The Minister, Hannatu Musa Musawa, is matching words with action to meet the Destination 2030 $100 billion target set to boost Nigeria's economy. Gufan Shaji Ogwanye reports that the minister hosted creatives to a fashion showcase in Abuja as part of this administration's economic diversification strategy.
Through the Nigerian Everywhere initiative, fashion is the vehicle and the destination is in line with the renewed hope agenda to create creative hubs across the 36 states and the FCT, where young creatives can network and build lasting businesses.
Because it is very important for us as a government to ensure that upon all the support that we want to give you when it comes to policy and the legal frameworks that we hope to put in place and the infrastructure that you so desperately need, we need to give you the funding.
The first step in achieving this vision is through the signing of this MOU with Ananse.
And these creative hubs will be the center of innovation and training and product development.
At least $100 billion contribution to expand the GDP by 2030. I really believe we can do that.
The Nigerian Everywhere Fashion Showcase had ministers and top brand designers come to engage with blooming fashion designers selected from across the 36 states and the FCT through the Nigeria Everywhere, the Creatives Collection Initiative of the Federal Ministry of Art, Culture, Tourism and the Creative Economy.
Our Komalafe is we are obsessed with colors and mixing vibrant colors together, because something a lot of people don't understand is Africa is colorful.
A lot of people don't know about this fabric, but it is popular to the people from Kogi State. It is hand woven and amazing because look at the colors.
I had to get this from the only person selling it in Uyo. So that's one of the challenges, having these locally produced fabrics at our beck and call.
It's one sector that contributes hugely to your GDP.
The Creatives Collection is a testament to the power of creativity and cultural heritage, celebrating Nigeria's unique identity and inspiring a new generation of designers to explore and showcase their roots. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji Ogwanye, NTA News.
The time has come for Gombe State to take advantage of agricultural opportunities to grow her economy. Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya said this during the official groundbreaking ceremony for the establishment of the 184-hectare agro-livestock industrial zone. Emmanuel Akila reports that the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meiha, performed the foundation laying for the multi-billion naira project.
Gombe State, just like most states in the northern part of the country, has such vast land area suitable for crops and livestock production. Therefore, the establishment of the Gombe Ultramodern Abattoir, an international livestock market, is coming in timely to support the state and the country's economy.
Gombe State is predominantly agrarian society with over 80% of our population engaged in crop production and animal husbandry. Agriculture forms the backbone of our economy by sustaining livelihoods, ensuring food security, and fostering social cohesion for generations.
We are ready to collaborate with the state government to support the establishment of outgrower farms made up of collectivized youths owning 5 to 10 animals.
The project for the construction of the Gombe Ultramodern Abattoir, an international livestock market supported by the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, has hundreds, if not thousands, of job opportunities in its value chain.
It is designed to revolutionize meat processing improve hygiene and safety standards, and open new opportunities for trade and export of livestock products both within and beyond our national borders.
Other components of the 184-hectare agro-livestock industrial zone include international grains market and an inland dry port. The ultra-modern abattoir, which would gulf over 7 billion naira, is expected to be completed in 9 months. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
Tackling challenges of ageism demands a comprehensive approach, one that identifies elder abuse, safeguards older adults, and holds perpetrators accountable. As nations raise awareness on this menace, Elizabeth Omori looks at root causes of elder abuse, prevention and intervention strategies to combat this growing societal issue.
Aging, a natural process that affects all humans, is characterized by a decline in physical and biological functions over time. It is a complex process that involves physiological, psychological, and social changes. When these changes occur, humans become feeble and oftentimes lack the ability to attend to personal needs. Psychologists say lack of understanding of the needs of older persons, neglect, negative stereotype of older adults, and refusal to accept dependence that accompany old age promote elder abuse. Rufina is 64 and a widow. She says elder abuse within the family is a growing concern.
Mostly if you don't have a baby boy in your husband's house, you are nowhere to be found. Make sure you leave the family. They will collect everything belonging to your husband and leave you empty-handed.
I didn't get now, they no go look me down. They must help me. But they say to make a struggle now, make us see waiting up for job.
We appeal to the federal government now to do more about our economy.
As a global concern, the International Network for the Prevention of Elder Abuse and the World Health Organization at the United Nations in 2006 adopted June 15 to promote public health and human rights for the aging population. This year's advocacy theme, addressing abuse of older adults in long-term care facilities through data and action, is what the National Senior Citizens Center is leveraging to facilitate actions by stakeholders and experts in geriatric care at national and subnational levels to stem all forms of elder abuse in Nigeria.
Let action speaks louder than words. Together we can build a future where older persons live with dignity, free from fear and harm. We are not talking about the ones that we have at home alone. We have elderlies that are internally displaced. We have to reach out to them.
The NSCC Elder Justice Charter is a framework developed to address elder abuse alongside strategic partnerships with relevant law enforcement agencies to help victims get justice. Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has called for continued support and enabling environment for men to function effectively as fathers, noting that when fathers are involved, families grow stronger, as does the nation. This is in her message marking this year's Father's Day celebration, where she salutes all Nigerian fathers who dedicate themselves to raising confident, responsible and compassionate children. She equally celebrates the men who step into fatherhood roles through mentorship, guardianship and community leadership. While wishing them a happy Father's Day, the First Lady prays that God blesses and strengthens them in their responsibilities and rewards their labor with peace, joy and fulfillment. Most churches today celebrated Father's Day in various denominations. It is a day dedicated to honoring fathers for their influence and contributions to family development. Omenka Amarachuku covered some churches in Abuja and reports that the Executive Secretary of Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiatives, NAITI, Dr. Oji Obonnaya Oji, was among the notable Nigerians recognized for their selfless role, both in service and humanity.
Father's Day is celebrated on the third Sunday in the month of June in Nigeria and many other countries of the world. The day was created to recognize the important roles fathers play in shaping the lives of their children and families. Primates Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Henry Ndokuba, urged fathers to be guardians of their homes.
But we have seen from the scriptures that when men are rooted and founded and built up in God, in the Word of God, and holding to the promises of God, they will be able to weather the challenges of our time.
He must be a friend to the wife and the family, administrator of the home. He must be the teacher who teaches with his life.
The truth of the matter is that we should depend on God, and when we depend on Him, He is our sufficiency.
Today we gather together in celebrating men all over the world who have just been great tools in nation building.
Several fathers considered to have contributed immensely to the growth of their families and communities were also honored.
As a father, I am very delighted and honored to be alive and well to celebrate this year's Father's Day. I know what it means to be a father.
In Abuja, Umenka Marachku, NTA News.
The 35.7 kilometers Bodo-Bonny Link Road in Rivers State is progressing in earnest in order to meet the December deadline for inauguration. Minister of Works Dave Umahi, who inspected the project and other ongoing road infrastructure in Rivers State, cautions against misleading information by faceless stakeholders in the country.
This is the 35.7 kilometers road spanning through difficult swampy terrain. The Bodo-Bonny Link Road has reached an advanced stage of about 85% with all the 9 bridges completed. Minister of Works Dave Umahi, while proposing a second phase dual carriageway from Bonny to the east-west road.
What Beja can do on their own is to put stone base on this 5.3 and very quickly, and then do maybe 40 cm of 40 millimeter of asphalt, just wearing, and if possible, after 1 year, they can use concrete to do it.
All the bridges are completed except for when I say there are some areas that you've seen is only remaining, but we have those materials on ground, the expansion joints.
The minister was impressed with the level of work on the second phase of the Onne-Eleme East-West Road.
We are done with phase 1, and that's what we commissioned, and that's one full carriageway. You may see some little disjointed portion. That is where the flyover, ramps are supposed to come.
At the flood-washed Zarama and Ahoda axis of the East-West Road in Bayelsa and River States, a completed lane is already open to traffic. The minister had initially inspected a few sections on the Aba-Port Harcourt Road, urging the contractor to increase his pace. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Darateide, NTA News.
One city at a time. Nigeria is implementing comprehensive inclusion of displaced members of the society. Their resettlement going hand in hand with empowerment and skill acquisition. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu said this while inaugurating the Renewed Hope Resettlement City in Yakande community in Kefi, Nasarawa State for displaced persons. State House correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo reports.
Yakande village is a serene community located in the deep recess of Kefi, Nasarawa State. Its skyline is now dotted with the Senator Oluremi Tinubu IDP Resettlement City, established by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs, and currently home to about 239 persons of concern who have been displaced from their homes. Flying on the wings of compassion, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu is here to put a name and voice behind ongoing federal government efforts to give the IDPs a new lease of life and promote their inclusion.
Today's occasion represents progress in a national effort to restore hope, dignity, safety, and patriotism to fellow Nigerians who have been displaced from their homes due to circumstances, communal clashes, and natural disasters.
The inauguration of the city is a milestone, but to effectively change the narrative for the IDPs, she says there is more to be done.
Our work does not end here. It is also encouraging to hear that the resettlement city is equipped with greenhouses, vocational training centers, a police station, and a clinic. This will no doubt go a long way in helping the families to settle down and be independent. To the families being settled here today, I say this is a new dawn.
They lived purely on farming. And today, when they get away from the farming activities, it's a problem. And that's the reason why we decided to give them 100 hectares of land so they can go and continue with the farming activity.
For displaced people, your voice is heard. You are seen.
The Ministry of Women Affairs stands ready to scale up all interventions, not just for the IDPs that will be reintegrated today, but for all persons of concern in the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
This center will offer practical training in viable, bankable crafts, enabling thousands of persons of concern to acquire sustainable means of income. I have this message for my friend. He's the best president. He's our friend today. He will be our friend tomorrow.
We are home away from home.
In furtherance of our directive to put money in the hands of women, a business recapitalization grant of 200,000 naira was presented to women in each of the households. From Yakande village in Kefi, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, is strengthening stakeholders' collaboration in Rivers State towards enhancing proactive preparation and timely response to the 2025 flood prediction. This is in response to the 2025 annual flood outlook, which listed Rivers State among the high-risk states in Nigeria. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
This engagement of critical stakeholders at the instance of NEMA is to raise awareness, strengthen stakeholders' readiness, and timely response to flood risk communities in the event of any emergency. With past flood incidents in Nigeria, which recorded loss of lives, damage to property and infrastructure, as well as economic livelihoods, NEMA Director General says the agency is deploying disaster mitigation strategies and evacuation plans for anticipated emergencies.
What we are doing is an effort by the National Emergency Management Agency to bring these predictions to the grassroots by scaling these predictions and the disaster management implications of these predictions.
Stakeholders' engagement provided opportunity for input from participants.
My advice now is this. We should adhere strictly to the early warning signals as they have been disseminated by the relevant authority.
I want us to take the message seriously. Two speakers have talked about building right. In other words, taking over planning seriously.
Once we begin to see floods are coming, certainly will be equal to the task. But for now, I think we are making all preparations to see how that can be remedied.
NEMA, alongside Federal Fire Service and Nigerian Red Cross Society, visited Abloma community, where emergency intervention response mechanism was demonstrated and first aid kits presented to the community. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News. And from Port Harcourt, we take you to Lagos, the Center of Excellence, where Awal Yusuf Jibo is standing by for stories making the rounds from that zone. Hello, Awal, you're on.
In the face of contemporary threats, the Nigerian Army is currently undergoing significant transformation and innovation to enhance its operational effectiveness for joint and multi-agency theaters. Lynn Leneke reports that it is an evaluation seminar that held in Lagos.
The Nigerian Army is accustomed to grappling with numerous operations, both domestically and abroad. Now, it is keenly focused on ensuring its combat readiness. This was the central theme at the seminar on effective and responsive logistics support for Nigerian Army operations amidst contemporary threats in joint and multi-agency theaters. The Chief of Army Staff, represented in his message, emphasized that the Nigerian Army views transformation not just as adopting new technologies, but also as fostering innovation and adaptability in a rapidly evolving security landscape.
This conference will give us another opportunity to review some of the logistic challenges faced in the various theaters of operations with a view to finding workable solutions for improved operational effectiveness.
He further affirmed the military's commitment to shifting from traditional warfare to smart technology-driven operations, underscoring its pertinence to overall operational effectiveness.
It is well to know that our troops have been resilient and have continued to record tremendous successes against all adversaries, even against our missions.
We looked at the needs for us to be aware, also sensitize personnel on the impacts on incidences or accidents.
And innovation, aligning with global practices in multi-agency theaters. In Lagos, Lane Lenake, NTA News.
Towards creating a platform where Nigerian children can benefit from artificial intelligence in education, the federal government is providing consultancy solutions focused on digital inclusion and designed for children between the ages of 6 and 16. Diana Ajale reports that this was the crux of a one-day children's summit on AI in Lagos tagged Kids for Tech.
As technology continues to make waves, particularly with the presence of artificial intelligence, AI, that is capable of doing almost all activities equivalent to human capacities, the need to include the use of AI in classroom teaching in the nation's educational system, tech experts say is imperative.
Not every child has to build a robot, but we want to see them adopt AI as a way of life. How is AI supporting their learning journey and their education? How is it supporting their creativity?
It's not just timely.
Minister of Women Affairs, who was represented, re-echoed the need to create a safe, inclusive and nurturing environment for Nigerian children to thrive in the exciting world of artificial intelligence.
We must never forget our shared responsibility to create an enabling and protected environment where every child, regardless of background, gender or ability, can thrive.
Children ages 6 to 16 were introduced to the world of artificial intelligence through specially curated sessions, hands-on activities, and immersive learning.
Any answers that humans as us, we don't know, and we could make errors too. The AI can help better and make our corrections like steadfast.
The launch of 2 online learning AI apps is to support children's education. 200 schools with more than 2,000 pupils and students took part in the first ever AI Children's Summit in Lagos. Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Lagos. Nationwide will continue with Larry in Ibadan after this break.
Nationwide from the Nigerian Television Authority, and you are welcome to Ibadan. It is often said that government alone cannot provide all that is needed to develop the society. That is what informed the donation of the block of hostel to the College of Medicine, University of Ibadan, by an anonymous Professor Philip Ozua. Correspondent Rafia Animashan Badmos reports that the event was laid with a public lecture attended by many stakeholders, including the chairman CEO of Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa.
Ibadan College of Medicine Alumni Association, ICOMA Worldwide, Class of 85 reunion was to recognize the achievements of the class and their continued dedication to medical field. The initiator of the project, Professor Philip Ozua, said having a solid background in MPPS from the University of Ibadan made him a committed professional with services rendered in diverse healthcare environments to his credit.
I thought to myself that if I ever made it in America, I can't have something criminal in my background.
Beyond the building, our doctors, medical practitioners are coming back to train the younger people. So this is very encouraging. This is what we're advocating, and this should be emulated by everyone.
We are very grateful. This is just the beginning.
It is unprecedented in the training of students, even in Africa.
All of us are in prominent position. This is the age where we can be of value, of help to coming generations of students.
Government officials, academia, health professionals, students, and well-wishers converged to witness the symbolic inauguration of the Philip Ozua Block C in Ibadan. Rofia Animashan Badmos, NTA News.
Nigerian Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Oyo State Command, has called on farmers and herders to work together in ensuring increased crop yields, improved livestock production for a steady food supply. This was the Agriculture Stakeholders Seminar organized by Agro Rangers Unit of the Command. Grace Ayonleke tells us more.
Food is the #1 essential need of man, and its insufficiency in recent times has been a major cause of concern for all. One major cause of food insecurity in Nigeria is the incessant farmers-herders clashes in rural and food-producing communities. At the fore of combating against this economic sabotage is the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC Agro Rangers Unit. In Oyo State, the Corps is going a step further to drive home issues of safety and collaboration in farming communities with a stakeholders seminar titled Combating the Problem of Food Insecurity and Farmer-Herder Conflict, the active roles of the Agro Rangers Squad in Oyo State.
There's a law in Oyo State, the open grazing, which did not permit any herders to move any cattle from one location to another.
Farming is a business, just the same way that herding is also a business. So what that means is that no one wants to encroach on the rights of others. They should not allow any group, whether herder or farmer, to carry weapons.
With over 600 conflict cases addressed since January 2025, stakeholders express optimism in the interventions of the NSCDC. It is believed that proactive interventions would ensure food security and guarantee peace and protection of agricultural investments and communities. In Ibadan, Grace Ayonleke, NTA News.
And those are the trending reports from Ibadan at this hour. Nationwide continues with Chine in our Abuja studio.
Many thanks, Lanre. President Bola Tinubu celebrates the 83rd birthday of former head of state and elder statesman General Abdulsalami Abubakar. President Tinubu salutes him for his decades of exceptional service to Nigeria, both in uniform and in retirement, and commends his steadfast commitment to peace, stability, and good governance across the African continent. General Abubakar's legacy, particularly his role in leading Nigeria through a peaceful transition to democratic rule in 1999, remains a watershed moment in the nation's history. His selfless act of handing over power paved the way for Nigeria's Fourth Republic and strengthened the principle of constitutional democracy. As chairman of the National Peace Committee, General Abubakar has continued to play a significant role in promoting dialogue, diffusing tension, and ensuring credible electoral processes in Nigeria. His voice of moderation, reason, and statesmanship is deeply valued in a time where unity and leadership are more critical than ever. He is a patriot of uncommon integrity whose service inspires generations of Nigerians in public life. As he marks another year of life, Nigeria honors his sacrifices, wisdom, and unyielding devotion to the peace and unity of our great nation. President Tinubu wishes the former head of state continued strength, good health, and divine grace in the years ahead. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, led a high-level delegation to the United States for a program management review meeting on the acquisition of 12 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters as part of sustained efforts to bolster the operational capabilities of the Nigerian Air Force. The strategic meeting held in San Diego, California, brought together top officials from the United States government and representatives of Messrs. Bell Textron, manufacturers of the AH-1Z helicopters. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame, indicates that Air Marshal Abubakar expressed deep appreciation to the U.S. government for its enduring strategic partnership with Nigeria, noting that the acquisition of the AH-1Z Viper helicopters will significantly enhance the Nigerian Air Force's combat effectiveness, operational efficiency, and mission readiness, while reaffirming the NAF's determination to expedite the procurement process. Following the program review, the Air Chief proceeded to Camp Pendleton, California, where he visited the Marine Light Attack Helicopter Squadron 367 and Marine Aviation Logistics Squadron 39, both under the Marine Aircraft Group 39, that are actively engaged in the operation and maintenance of the AH-1Z helicopter. During the visit, the CAS had the opportunity to inspect the helicopters firsthand and engage with senior officers of the United States Marine Corps on best practices for the operation, sustenance, and logistic support of the AH-1Z platform. Air Marshal Abubakar also reaffirmed that the NAF remains fully committed to the effective and responsible deployment of all acquired air assets in the ongoing fight against terrorists, bandits, and other criminal elements threatening the peace and stability of the nation. The Commandant of the National Defense College, Rear Admiral Olumuyiwa Olotu, has emphasized the role of soft power in addressing conflicts around the world. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that he made the remark at the International Day celebration held for participants at, of course, 33 at the National Defense College, Abuja.
It's a vibrant celebration of global cultures, the National Defense College Cultural Diversity Fiesta, organized as part of the academic program for participants of Course 33. This year's class includes officers from 23 countries like Republic of Benin, Botswana, Brazil, Chad, Cote d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Germany, and Ghana.
National Defense College Nigeria, is one of our subtle instruments, of what we call defense diplomacy in the country. This is a practical example of how you can use, avenues like this, hosted by international institutions like this, to actually foster peace around the world.
The event aims to highlight cultural integration as a vital tool in fostering global challenges.
We are bringing professionals from the military, from the security sector, to come and have a training in Nigeria. They become familiar with our environment, and that will dispel the kind of negative narrative we have about Nigeria.
The mere fact that participants come from almost 15, 16 countries here is a testament of the academic level of this prestigious institution.
The National Defense College believes that culture, when harnessed as an instrument of soft power, can help in resolving complex issues by fostering mutual understanding and collaboration among nations. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetogun, approves an extension of the grace period for enforcing the tinted glass permit requirement. The new deadline is now on August 12, 2025. In a statement, the force says the decision follows public concerns and feedback on the recently reactivated digital tinted glass permit application process. The Nigeria Police Force reaffirms its commitment to transparent, inclusive, and citizen-focused policing, emphasizing that public input plays key role in improving the system to ensure it is user-friendly, secure, and accessible. The extended grace period allows more time for system upgrades and application process improvements. Citizens are reminded to apply or renew permits via the police website displayed on your screen and to report any unauthorized charges or extortion to police authorities or through the hotline telephone number on your screen. This is Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. We'll now go to Makurdi, where Susan is standing by for the next set of reports on Nationwide. Hello, Susan. It's over to you.
Inenye, thank you for joining us in Makurdi. The Benue State Police Command says it has rejigged its security architecture to halt attacks on communities and criminal activities in the state. Commissioner of Police Ifeanyi Emenari stated this while interfacing with the press at the command officers' mess in Makurdi, the state capital. Charles Abba reports.
In a maiden interactive session with the press, the Commissioner of Police, Benue State Command Ifeanyi Emenari, disclosed that within his less than 1 month assumption, he has moved around flashpoints in the 3 senatorial districts of Benue State where peaceful environment is being agitated for. He pointed out that tactical operatives of the command are being stationed in all vulnerable areas to halt banditry, cultism, and other vices. He, however, lauded Governor Hassan Alia's support to security agencies in the state, which has resulted in the arrest of 42 bandits, including 10 suspected armed headers, some of whom have been charged in court.
We recovered 2 AK-47 rifles from them, and a total number of 21 other locally made firearms.
He assured Benue people of record-time response to distress calls to nip criminality in the board, pledging to operate in accordance with the ethics and rules of the profession to improve the security situation in the state. CP Ifeanyi Emenari assumed office in Benue State on April 26, 2025. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
The Benue State government has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring total safety of corps members during their mandatory service year in the state. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth, Sports and Creativity, Philip Nongu, who represented Governor Hassan Alia, reiterated that the swearing-in ceremony for the 2025 batch stream 2 corps members in Wanune, Taka local government area of Benue State. Iverin Solomon reports.
Batch A Stream 2 of the National Youth Service Corps posted to Benue State taking oath of allegiance before the State Chief Judge, Justice Maurice Ikbambasi, represented to be faithful, loyal and honest to the scheme. Established since 1973 to acquaint graduates with the opportunity to acquire better understanding as well as break away from ethnic and cultural ties in rebuilding and reshaping the nation. Governor Hyacinth Alia, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Philip Nongo, stressed that the scheme now prioritizes skills acquisition and entrepreneurship development, which is in line with the present economic realities. He assured them of their safety and pledged support for the scheme in his domain.
It is logical that finding yourselves in a strange land will create all sorts of doubt and fear, but I assure you that being in Benue State is just home away from home.
This orientation camp is designed to adequately equip you with the knowledge that you need to navigate through the service year and beyond. It is highly regimented.
Some of the corps members say the orientation is another phase of life.
It's an experience, and I feel it is okay for discipline and also to prepare us ahead of life after school.
For now, it's been good. I've been enjoying the whole environment. It's a new change. I've never been to this part of Nigeria.
From Wanune local government area of Benue State, Iverin Solomon, NTA News.
And that does it from Makurdi. Udwak is standing by in Benin for more stories after this timeout.
still watching nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Welcome to Benin. Ekiti State government has disbursed checks to business owners and taxpayers whose shops and goods were destroyed by storm in April this year. Governor Biodun Oyebanji, represented by the Secretary to the state government, Professor Habibat Adubaro, said the gesture was part of government's commitment to the well-being of its citizens. Tayo Osho reports.
Rainstorm destroyed numerous shops and goods worth millions of naira early this year, leaving many traders in distress. Moved by the incident, the state governor Biodun Oyebanji presented checks to some of them to help them recover quickly. The governor, represented by the secretary to the state government, Professor Abibat Adubiaru, says his government shares in the pains of the victims, hence the gesture, and promised to continue to support others who are also affected by disasters in the state.
Government still want them to continue paying tax regularly, and anytime they need any assistance from the government also come out to assist them in any area they want.
Chairman, Ekiti State Internal Revenue, Olaniran Olatono, says victims' contributions to the state economy through their businesses and taxes cannot be underemphasized. He added that the relief effort demonstrates compassionate governance and a commitment to fostering a conducive business environment.
It's proper for us to show empathy, to show that we are not just interested in collecting money from them, but in seeking their welfare also.
Some of the beneficiaries appreciated the gesture. Beneficiaries received checks worth 200 to 400% of their annual income tax. In Ado-Ekiti, Tayo Osho, NTA News.
Edo State Governor Monday Okpebholo has launched a 1 billion naira interest-free loan scheme to support over 5,000 farmers and small business owners across the state. The initiative aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed Hope agenda for national progress and aims to promote grassroots commerce. Goodluck Enani reports.
The atmosphere is electrified at the launch of the event, held in Benin City, with jubilant crowd of market women and men.
God bless you.
Governor Okpebholo is happy that the vision of the state government is in line with the federal leadership. The governor's personal commitment behind the scheme stems from his campaign promise to provide soft loans, and that the 1 billion naira fund is in fulfillment of that pledge, but not without a crucial safeguard.
We decided, we Edo people, to follow our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What we are doing in Edo State is the agenda of Mr. President. So the most important thing is this money gets to the right people.
This initial rollout is a pilot test, with its success paving the way for future replications of the scheme. Emmanuel Okwebo is the Commissioner for Finance.
This 1 billion, the benefits are far-reaching. One, it will boost the economy of our rural areas and semi-urban areas. It creates jobs. It reduces poverty.
The Edo State Interest-Free Loan Scheme, categorized as a microloan, will allow beneficiaries to access between 200,000 and 500,000 naira with a generous 12-month repayment period and a 1-month moratorium, empowering them to expand their businesses, invest in inventory, and ultimately uplift their livelihood. In Benin, Goodluck Enani, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. It's back to Chineye in Abuja for more on Nationwide.
Many thanks, Uduak. The Guardians of the Forest will continue to increase its personnel strength with a view to effectively curb criminalities and protect the nation's natural heritage. Commander General, Nigeria Forest Security Service, Joshua Osatimehin, made this known leading the delegation, including the Deputy Commander General Intelligence, John Mechie, on a show of force to Bauchi and Plateau State. Olajide Bello reports.
The Nigeria Forest Security Service, in their numbers, recently embarked on a strategic mission to Bauchi and Plateau states, aiming to deepen collaboration with state government and security agencies. The visit was aimed to enhance forest protection and address the growing threats of illegal logging, encroachment, and banditry within the forested region.
We have no any other option than to fall back on these organizations because they are doing quite a lot in maintaining peace and order within our local community.
The team proceeded to Plateau State. Issues of collaborative strategies were discussed.
To engage, we would continue to expand the scope of these operations. As a state, we would continue to provide every, support that is required for, the Nigerian Forest Security Service to succeed.
So with the addition of the 2,000 men into Nigerian Forest Security Service, it will further deepen the level of collaboration between our organization and the constitutional authority in area of fighting crimes and criminality.
The agency aims to secure Nigeria's forests as vital ecological and economic assets, while also promoting peace and stability in rural areas. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Just 2 weeks after a similar interception at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport in Kano, NDLEA operatives at Port Harcourt International Airport have arrested a businessman for ingesting 53 wraps of cocaine while en route to Tehran. This is one of the several interdictions of illicit substances recorded in different parts of the country during the week. Sawa Khalil Ibrahim brings us the details.
A 44-year-old businessman was arrested on Saturday, June 7th, while trying to board a flight to Tehran, Iran. A body scan revealed that he had ingested illicit drugs and he was placed on excretion observation. He subsequently expelled 53 wraps of cocaine in 6 excretions. The suspect claimed to have been involved in the criminal trade for 2 years, moving between West Africa and Iran. And in Lagos, operatives in collaboration with FAN officials intercepted an Italy-bound passenger at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. Drug consignment were discovered hidden in the suspect luggage during baggage scanning at the tarmac. 14,410 pills of tramadol were concealed in the suspect winter jackets. Similarly, NDLEA operatives raided a warehouse in Obiriakai, Cross River State, and recovered 2,687 kilograms of skunk, a strain of cannabis. 3 suspects were arrested in connection to that. In Bauchi State, NDLEA officers arrested 2 men along Bauchi-Jos Road after 195 blocks of skunk were discovered in their car. Officers of the Muhammadu Buhari International Airport, Maiduguri, arrested 2 businessmen with various quantities of ecstasy pills and skunk packaged in fanciful wraps. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
And that is it on Nationwide. We thank you so much for being a part of it. I am Chinenye Mwe.